Hey, Sons of Decay 1.
This is Qaalm, Brave Impressions of an Unbroken Arc. Years ago, I was invited by a friend to a local theater to see a production of West Side Story. I had never seen the play and had no idea what to expect. When it came time for the two gang knife fight sequence, I was surprised at first by the tension and violence as the two factions squared off, and by direct contrast, the ballet like moves, pirouettes, and leaps that made me raise an eyebrow as I tried to merge the divergent factions in my own head. After a bit, it was plain to me that the choreography turned the scene into a carefully controlled chaos. The dance moves intensified the fight scene by adding power and strength and made it into, well, art.
Calm likewise had me taken aback, trying to get my head around what they're blending together here. But it was plain to me after the first listen a similar fusing is going on. On this album, there seems to be two main characters, if you will, that sweep on the stage and have their own theme music, offering dashes of still other flavors and sometimes layering them all in at once. The LA trio brings us four new tracks, each with many acts to be had, as they all clock in the expansive 10 to 12-minute range, so make sure you get an extra large popcorn for this one. Borderlands kicks off with tension-building atmospheric tone before the curtain rises on the doom feel, as the guitar of Henry Derek Ellis comes in ultra crunchy against the drums of Dave Farah, slow thudding like a giant landing hopscotch jumps. It slowly stutter steps into a proper groove that takes well over a minute to build. Ellis conjures the longest epic yowls on every track. I tried to see if I could duplicate them in my car while listening, but failed to do either as far as length or intensity, although I think I did greatly amuse the woman in the car next to me.
A chorus of lighter baritone voices sweep in for a bit. The different vocal stylings take turn at center stage, overlapping on occasion. During one interlude, Mintsu Dylan Kim pulls out soft notes from his guitar that blend like watercolors. There is an ascending guitar solo that takes its time, building to a noodly crescendo. The return of the chugging mix with session bass player Chris Kazi adding some bounce starts a reprise of those two moods taking the spotlight. Shadows Behind the Sun similarly layers Ellis's dual vocal styles after one of those crazy extended growls. This time, the resonating riffs are a bit more jaunty and a little frantic. Various drums have a bit more snap, crackle, and pop that slam out periodically into blast beats like a rabbit leg thumping. Kings of Contradiction is a bit slower at the start, with after some soft reverby guitar and layered clean vocals. With the return of doomy drums returns the raspy orc, and then back to the soft chorus that continues to trade off until they merge at track's end. There are even some guitar harmonies that meld together and spiral back apart.
My favorite track is the closer Hangman's Lament, offering the most dramatic style changes, and oddly enough, it's the shortest track on the record. The vocals start off bard-like storytelling mode over shimmery guitar that slowly takes on an ominous feel. The atmosphere fuzzes over and rolls into a jaunty jazz straight out of a dog-fashion disco vibe, with clean vocals alternating with shrieking yowls, black metalish melodic riffs, and maniacal pounded drums, eventually returning to the lighter side again that continues in a tug-of-war feel. There's a weepy harp-like guitar interlude before yet another vocal style, this time a hushed, strong whisper arrives to tell more of the tale, drums steady tapping underneath, yet another yowl, and a guitar solo that spills out wails and accelerates into quick staccato notes, complete with a drum roll finish.
Fans of great blends like Tomb Mold or Blood Incantation will be sure to love the moods and styles melded here. I'm not sure about the title, but an unbroken arc is a circle. After so much back and forth between the main forces at work here, light and dark, doom and metal, veritable sharks and jets, I can assuredly say that Qaalm has come full circle, as has this review. This is Hangman's Lament.
This is the Snaggletooth Extreme Metal Podcast.